always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird's the word. Where are my glasses? They're nowhere near. Where are they? I don't see them. Oh well, we gonna be naked today. Let's bare naked. I really don't know where my glasses are. They're not here. They're not here. I have these. Should I wear these? Are these cool? Are these ranty? Are they rant proof? Are these shades rant proof? They're not behind the thing, right? No, they're not back there. I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? We good? We good? We good? Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. What up? What up? What up? Why is nobody responding to me though? Like, what's taking so long? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Y'all talking about skincare and stuff and black don't crack. Can you hear me and see me? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. Okay. I look like Stevie Wonder. I just called to say I love you. I can't find my glasses, so we just gonna do what we do. Anyway, all right, so today we got a good show. We got a good show today. We're gonna talk about remember Cash Me Outside? We're gonna talk about Cash Me Outside. Her name is Bad Baby. That's her rap name, and she's in some drama that popped up on my feed yesterday. We'll talk about TikTok being sold, even though I just realized talking about it, I didn't create a graphic for it. We'll create a graphic live on the air. You'll see how it works. And then anyway, we'll talk about the this thing going on in Mississippi with these two men who were hung and how the media is making it a race thing before they have any information. And then we'll talk about the idiot at Texas State who got expelled for mocking the Charlie Kirk assassination. And then we'll talk about Kash Patel beating down Democrats in the Congress and the Senate. And then we'll talk about Jamiroquai Kimmel and how he FAFO'd and found himself on the unemployment line for being a dummy. Anyway, let's get started. So congratulations on order. Congratulations on order. Cardi B is pregnant with her fourth child. Cardi B raps like, she do the WAP and she did that WAP song and all that, but I don't think she lives like that. I think Cardi B is very conservative in her private life. And because she wanted to be a wife, but her husband couldn't stay faithful. She had 3 children with him. That was rapper Offset formerly of the Migos, and just couldn't quite make the marriage work. So finally, she left the marriage and then got with NFL wide receiver Stephon Diggs. If you don't know who Stephon Diggs is, just Google Minneapolis Miracle. He was a Minneapolis Viking. He caught an impossible pass at the last moment in a playoff game, and it's one of those amazing moments in NFL history. If you've never seen it, just Google Stephon Diggs Minneapolis Miracle, and you will be entertained. Diggs sideline touchdown. Anyway, here's her revealing the pregnancy that everybody was already speculating about.
I want to start right away
Yeah.
with, because the rumors on the streets be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stephon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, CARDI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. We're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And
All right. So we got the point. Okay. Congratulations, Cardi B, on baby number 4. She is not a get. You know what, Tony? Regardless of what you think of Cardi B, there's just something about her that's just very likable, right? Like there's something about her that's very likable. She's very relatable. She's just whatever. She said she wasn't going to be political again, and then she ended up getting political again because the price was right. Let's just call it what it is. But look, Amy, she said it. I didn't. Stephon Diggs is a good football player. She's not really. I don't consider her. She can rap, but she's not like, I wouldn't put her up there with like the icons of like female rap. She just got lucky commercially, and her personality. It's a lot of it is her personality, and is just something very likable about her, and she's relatable to people. I get it. She's what is it, self-deprecating, so she will make fun of herself. She will show you the human sides of herself, like using the bathroom. I don't know why, but she does. But anyway, congratulations, Cardi B. We hope you wish you have a safe and amazing pregnancy, and maybe one day you'll actually come out and be a conservative, because we already know you want conservative values. You just want to espouse the image of a hoe. But yeah, we get it. Anyway, moving on. So remember Cash Me Outside? Cash Me Outside, how about that? Remember her on Dr. Phil? Anyway, so her life is a mess. She had a baby by this monster who just Jesus. So this man has recorded this man beating the brakes off of her, recorded black eyes, and I mean really bad. I'm not going to show them here, but really bad wounds from this man, and it's just a toxic relationship all around, right? And then she made the mistake of getting pregnant, and then she got pregnant. She had the baby, and yesterday on my X feed, she was on the hood of his car, and even as he started to accelerate the car, she wouldn't let go. And no one really knows what happened, but she's on the hood of the car crying. Take a look.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £100 off for a family of 4.
Jenny, get off the car. Are you even staying?
Millions of free child place holidays available with 22 kilograms of
That's crazy. I didn't. I This is the wrong video. I didn't know. I meant to pick the one without the Jet 2 holiday on it, but because this isn't funny. It's funny to assholes, but it wasn't funny to me. And apparently, this is her after the incident, crying on social media. I don't know if this was a Instagram live or something, but this is her.
Y'all, I swear on everything. I swear on everything that I love. I am not dealing with this man no more ever again in my life. I went through so much shit trying to love this person. I went through so much shit trying to understand this person.
Okay, just a news flash to anybody, male, female, whatever kind of relationship you in. The moment somebody puts their hands on you, that's not where you should be. I know it's easier said than done. I know it's a whole bunch of psychological components that go into domestic violence and all of that stuff. But the moment I saw those photos of you, bad baby, the moment I saw those photos of you, it was pretty much like, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be in this relationship. This is not a place where you need to be. And when I saw the video of him actually beating her up, because she taped it. She taped it. It was in the dark, but you could see what's going on. And you can go look all this up for yourself. I'm not gonna show that stuff here. But you gotta get psychologically out of this relationship. You have to, because you're gonna keep going back. And then we don't want you to end up like Nicole Brown Simpson or the thousands of millions of other women and men who have ended up dead because they just couldn't get out of a bad situation. Because the psychological component, just like mental slavery, the psychological component is very, very strong. And I think you can't make light of that. And so you need to get out of this, baby girl. Sorry to break the news to you, but you got to break the psychological stronghold.
I went through so much shit. I've suffered so much trying to deal with this man. I have to explain my way of thinking. Yo.
If you have to explain your way of thinking, that's not your partner. Yeah, understand. I'm not gonna understand everything about you, but if you have to explain everything, that's probably not the person you should be with.
I literally don't even know. I don't even know what to do. I feel so stuck. Like everywhere I turn, it's just a wall in front of me. Like I have to allow it. There's nothing else I can do. Like I said, instead of him going and unfollowing the bitches, he sits there and argues with me and tells me that I'm insecure.
This is not where you belong. He's never gonna unfollow the women. He's never gonna unfollow the women. And then he released some stupid statement that I'm not gonna read. Basically blaming her and typical batterer shit, you know. This young lady needs help. Where's her family? Where's her people? Where's her friends? Where are the people? Where's her tribe? Where's her community? Because this animal is gonna end up doing something drastic to her one day. I mean, literally, he revved a car while she's on the hood of it. I think that's the start of something. Y'all should probably intervene at this point.
Like, it's so obvious what you do in that moment to make it better. I shouldn't have to tell you. I'm so confused. I'm literally so confused. Like, why is this even, with the love that I give this man, everything that I do for this man, why is he even interested in partaking in shit like this?
Because he doesn't value what he has. He's not capable of receiving what you have to give him. So therefore, you have to be strong enough to move on. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yeah. And again, this is something you have to break. He's not going to break it as long as you're screwing him and giving him stuff that he hasn't earned. He's just going to stay around, you know? And putting his hands on you, psychologically abusing you, yeah, that's you got to get out of that. You got to get away from that. Stat. This is classic domestic violence. This is classic. Why is my Oh, okay. It looked like everything froze, but no, I think I'm good.
I'm willing to bet money on it. He be liking them bitches' pictures, DMing them bitches, and they don't say nothing to him. I'm willing to bet money on it. Like,
All right, y'all two broken people. He's obviously broken. You're broken. And it's just best for y'all to be apart. The sad thing is you brought a baby into this. That's just the worst of it. You know, you can't, there's a whole bunch of legalities you have to go through now because y'all have a child together. So that's what makes this really suck. Is that there's a young, impressionable mind who you think may not be witnessing this, but he or she really is. And you're only 22 years old. You got plenty of time. So you got to fix this. You got to put on your big girl panties and and figure out legally what you can do and not do. And 18 years, got one of your kids, got you for 18 years. And this is why you need to be careful who you decide to procreate with, people. This is why. Now you have to figure that out, and you have to get out of a domestic violence situation. So good luck to you. I mean, this is an unfortunate incident all around, and I just think people mocking this and making light of it, y'all are pathetic. Y'all are pathetic, and this is nothing you would wish on anybody in your family or anybody in that you love. So prayers for bad baby, and I hope she can get out of this situation because it's absolutely unnecessary and ridiculous at this point. Moving on. So let's talk about this case in Mississippi. So you had two men, two different parts of the state of Mississippi, found hung within hours of each other, and they're saying the cases are not related, but the media being the media, guess which one they minimized and guess which one they amplified. I'll let y'all guess first before I tell y'all. Which one do you think they amplified and made racial, and which one do you think they minimized? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you guessed it. You guessed it. You guessed it. You guessed it. Yes. Yeah. So, it's not about right and wrong. It's about race. Let's make this about race. Oh, Mississippi University student found hanging on campus with no signs of foul play, but family raises questions. And this is let me just read this first. So this was Trey Reed. You know, nobody wants anybody to die or whatever. The death of a black student. So this is how this white man starts the article. Andy Rose. The death of a black student found hanging at Delta State University in Mississippi this week is raising questions, and the university's police chief hopes to have some answers by the end of the week. Why is this a racial thing out the gate? Oh, because it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi. Right? You know, because people don't kill themselves in Mississippi. But we don't even know what happened at this point. But, quote, we ask for continuing patience and compassion as this investigation proceeds, Chief Michael Peeler said in a press conference Wednesday. The body of Trey Reed, 21, was found Monday hanging from a tree near the university's pickleball courts, Peeler announced earlier this week. The incident led to the university president to acknowledge that the scene and image could be upsetting to some students given the history of racial violence in the Jim Crow South. We don't know what happened, how it happened. Y'all say there are no signs of foul play, but this is Jim Crow South. This is the shit that I talk about. And if it is the Jim Crow South, and if people did commit a crime and hung this young man, then yeah, obviously they should pay and be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. No one's saying that, but we're jumping to conclusions and making this emotional right out the gate. And that's what frustrates me about this. An autopsy is being performed at the Mississippi State Crime Laboratory. Peeler said preliminary results should be available in the next few days. Investigators say they have found no signs of foul play so far. Quote, based on preliminary examination, we can confirm that the deceased did not suffer any lacerations, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injuries consistent with assault. Now, I saw people posting on social media that he was he had broken bones and all of this stuff. All of this stuff. And this is why this is the great thing about the great and the bad thing about social media. Anybody can post. It's a double-edged sword, right? And you can just say things and nobody's gonna go corroborate it. Nobody's gonna go read the quote, right? No one's gonna go read this, right? Because nobody cares. It's all about emotion. It's a black man in Mississippi, so therefore it has to be racial. Peeler added that they are looking at visual evidence in the case. There are videos, and they are in the hands of the investigative team. That's the beautiful thing about 2025 America, is that there are cameras everywhere. Family seeks transparency. Delta State President Dan Ennis asked for calm as the investigation continues, but said he understands why people want immediate answers. Yes, do you want people to do it right, or do you want them to do it fast and wrong? I'd rather you really investigate it and really put the pieces of the puzzle together. You forget, none of these people were there. Like, the people investigating, they weren't there when it happened. So they have to put a puzzle together. And sometimes that puzzle comes together really quickly, and other times the puzzle takes time, right? I would rather you methodically put it together and do it right than to make a bunch of mistakes up front, because once you make those mistakes early in the investigation, it's kind of hard to undo stuff, right? I've seen enough 48 hours and enough first 48 to know that what you do in the initial investigation is crucial to the case long term, especially when there's a bunch of mitigating factors that aren't obvious. Quote, we recognize that this is not only about the facts, and as said, it's about emotions and it's about feelings, and the way this loss and the way this loss and how it was discovered affects people's lives. Family members of Reed retain civil rights. Oh God, did they? Oh. You go get Benjamin Crump for this? Jesus, Jesus. And of course, he racializes this and makes it all accusatory 3 minutes after they find the fucking body. They're supposed to know everything, right? We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. Is this or is this not an ongoing investigation? Literally just happened. Literally, we don't even have a full autopsy report yet, and you want them to be what? Forthcoming with what? Lies? You want them to just make something up? I can't stand this dummy. Oh my gosh. And why'd y'all go to him? Of all people, y'all go to this race hustler. And then what if you find out he committed suicide or something that's not racially motivated? What are you going to do then? If it's, of course, obviously, if it's racially motivated, or if he was killed for whatever reason, then obviously, yeah, whoever did it should be prosecuted, right? But you don't even know what happened yet. And y'all making this civil rights, y'all making this about race. What if another black man hung him? What are we going to say then? What if he hung himself? We don't know. All of these things are still on the table. Crump is demanding that all video footage related to the death investigation be shown to the family. I mean, obviously they will, but why is this milk dud acting like he does not understand how investigations work? Why is he acting like he don't understand this? They have to meticulously go through all the footage. Then they have to get, if they can find any DNA, if they can find any forensic evidence, all of that stuff, and you want it done in 5 seconds. I just. Additionally, Crump and Reed's family will commission an independent autopsy to verify the findings of the state medical examiner and ensure no question goes unanswered. That's fine. You can do that. The attorney office said in news release Wednesday, Delta State is in Cleveland, a northwestern Mississippi town about 115 miles from Memphis, Tennessee. Its enrollment last year was 2,654 students. The university reported nearly 43% of whom were Black. Figures for this academic year have not been released. Since the news of Reed's death became widely spread on social media, Ennis said the campus has increased law enforcement presence in response to threats. Yeah, because of course the response is to react based on nothing. because that's the smart thing to do, is to react when you don't have the full picture yet. Yeah. Like y'all did with George Floyd, like y'all did with Michael Brown and so many others, right? You just, oh my God, he's black, he's white, so let's make this a racial thing. And you don't even know what happened to this young man yet. You don't even know what happened to Trey. But we want to get there. We want to get there. An event celebrating the 100th anniversary of the university was scheduled for Monday, but canceled after Reed's remains were discovered. Case has disturbing historical context. Oh God. Ennis, who is white, said he understands why the circumstances of Reed's death are especially troubling to many students. Quote, I admit I am not adequate to speak to the imagery that this incident raises and acknowledge my weakness in that regard, he said. Okay, fine, great. The Cleveland Police Department is now the lead agency in the investigation, Peeler said. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting. A spokesperson confirmed to CNN, but declined to give any details on the case. Family members said Tuesday that Reed was excited about his future and they had seen no signs to cause concern. Quote, when he went back to Delta State University, he was fun-loving person, and our question is, what happened? I'm gonna leave my speculations to myself until we get the full picture. But I have a sense. Okay. Anyway, said family attorney Vanessa J. Jones, according to CNN affiliate WHBQ. The call for a more intensive investigation was echoed by the member of Congress who represents the area. Quote, we must leave no stone unturned in search for answers, Democratic Rep. Benny Thompson wrote Tuesday, demanding a federal investigation. While the details of this case are emerging, we cannot ignore Mississippi's painful history of lynching and racial violence against African Americans. Yes, because it's just, Thompson is requesting that the Trump administration open. Oh, now you want to work with the Trump administration now? Thompson is requesting that the Trump administration open a federal investigation into Reed's death. The administration confirmed that it had received Thompson's request, but has yet to respond to it. Thompson press secretary Yasmin Brown told CNN on Wednesday. Great. A decade ago, federal agents investigated the death of Otis Byrd, a 54-year-old black man hanging from a tree in rural Claiborne County, Mississippi. The Justice Department closed the case in 2015 after determining there was no evidence to prove Byrd's death was a homicide. Reed's remains were discovered only hours. Okay, so now we went through all of that, right? The weight in the water. We went through all the history. Oh, this is trauma. This is trauma. And now, suddenly, yeah, by the way, they found a white guy on the other side of the state. Reed's remains were discovered only hours before another Mississippi resident was found hanged more than 100 miles away. The body of Corey Zukatis was found in Vicksburg Monday afternoon, according to the Vicksburg Post. The death of Zukakis, a 35-year-old white man, was not believed to be connected to the Reed case, Police Chief Larry Burns told the paper. Despite the shocking death at the Delta State and reports of threats directed at the school, Peeler said, y'all see how they did the white dude? Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, somebody else was swinging from a tree 100 miles away. And yeah, so let's get back to the trauma and the drama, the bullshit. Based on no evidence yet. We have no evidence that this was racially motivated, but we're going to jump the gun just to get y'all all riled up. And this is why people are threatening the school, because y'all don't know how to let an investigation unfold before you start drawing conclusions and trying pulling at people's heartstrings about something that may or may not have to do with this. And then to dismiss the other person who lost their life, he got how much? He got this. He got this little piece. He got this little piece right here. So Corey only gets this little piece. He only gets this little piece. But the whole article, trauma. Maybe this could have happened. That could have happened. And y'all wonder why people running around here acting like race is the center of their lives. And I bet you this Andy Rose person, I don't know them, probably some activist calling themselves a journalist. I mean, literally gave Corey no time in this article, like 2 seconds. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a white dude found, but we're gonna make this all about race to get you all stirred up and riled up and acting like crazy persons. I'm bored. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just annoyed by stupid stuff. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I get why they do it, but we just need to stop allowing people to get away with stupid stuff like this. Anyway, moving on. We will keep you. Oh wait, we will keep you posted on this, obviously, and because it's an unfolding story, and then also we will get to the bottom of what happened to Corey as well, because apparently only the black guy should get a follow up and an autopsy because it's Mississippi. Moving on. All right, so this dummy was expelled after acting out Charlie Kirk's assassination at a vigil. So could you imagine you're at a vigil for somebody and some monkey comes into the mix and decides to taunt you? Did you think there would be no repercussions for that?
Oh my God.
Oh, buddy.
Fuck that nigga.
You're gonna get expelled, dude.
I wish one of them white people called him the hard ER. I wish one of them conveniently had a black doll hanging from a rope and just pulled it out in front of him. I just wish they did that. Since you want to fuck around and find out. I mean, at this point, you got every right. Absolutely disgusting, stupid. And again, as I always ask with all of these dummies, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Okay, because the university said this. Oh, wait, hold on. I have it for y'all too to read. I am aware. This is a statement from the president of TXST. I'm aware of the disturbing video that was taken at an event on our San Marcos campus on Monday. I have directed university officials to take immediate steps to identify the individual in the video. Behavior that trivializes or promotes violence is reprehensible and violates the values of Texas State. It will not be tolerated if this individual is found to be affiliated with Texas State. Appropriate action will be taken. Let me be clear. Expressions that glorify violence or murder have no place on our campuses. Just like when people mocked George Floyd, just like when people mocked other things that happened, it's all wrong. Let's be clear. It's dumb when all of y'all do it. But to think that you can just do something, and I mean, you literally walk. These people are mourning. These people are paying tribute to someone who lost their life in a tragic way, and you thought that your dumbass could just walk into the middle of it, and not only did you reenact it on the ground, then you stood up at a place where everybody can see you. So now everybody up here, they can see you, and now you're gonna reenact it for everyone. And you thought that wasn't your fuck around and find out moment. Yeah, that was your fuck around and find out moment. Now you fucked around and you found out because the governor said, get this motherfucker off the campus. Get him out. Want him out of here. Gotta go. Gotta go. No. We don't do that here. So you people just keep messing around, destroying your futures, your careers, your college careers. And, more than likely he looks like FAFSA or scholarship. So now, if you have a FAFSA or scholarship, you blew that, you destroyed that. Was it worth it? And them white people and anybody there, because if I was there, I would have called you everything that I could find. Meant every word I could think of, I would have literally unleashed on you in that moment. Record it. because y'all literally got folks in Mississippi making a racial incident that they don't have all the information for. Got people threatening the university. They got to pay more money for law enforcement to protect the school because y'all are getting people riled up based on something that may or may not be. And even if it is, what the fuck is the point of going there to be violent? Okay, got it. Anyway, moving on. This is the season of FAFO. This is the whole season of FAFO. And let's talk about Cash Money. Cash Money lit up the Senate 2 days ago, and then yesterday he lit up Congress in some epic performative showdowns from some of our superstar representatives like Cory Booker and Adam Schiff and the fat one from Hawaii. They all just, had to get their licks in and try to accuse this man of things. But Kash Patel ain't no punk. He ain't no punk. He got that dog in him. That's why he is the director of the FBI. You don't become the director of the FBI because you're a pushover, right? So he went up there and went toe to toe. I'm not going to show you those performative videos because we don't, for the sake of time, but you can go watch his exchange with Cory Booker, with Spartacus, and how Kash Patel handled him. He handled him masterfully. He handled Adam Schiff masterfully. These people are performing for donations. This is all a show. This has nothing to do with right and wrong. This has nothing to do with political correctness or overstepping the boundaries or the Trump administration attacking their political opponents. There's nothing to do with that. Because when the Biden administration literally did that, all of y'all sat there and folded your hands and acted like you didn't see it. So we don't care. We don't care about your hypocrisy. We don't care about you wanting to expose the FBI for something it's not doing. He's literally doing the job that the previous FBI should have done. Y'all complaining about him changing pull-ups because women can't do certain types of pull-ups. Well, then women shouldn't be in the FBI. See how simple that is? And that's like me trying to be a basketball player. I don't even qualify for the shortest basketball players, but I want to be a basketball player. Like, how does that work? I would have to be so exceptional. Obviously, I can't block. I can't do anything at my height. So what can I do as a basketball player at my height? But I want to be a basketball player, even though I'm totally unqualified for it. See that? See how that works? All right, cool. So I don't care if you're a female, male, whatever. If you can't do the job, you can't do the job. It should be difficult when you're in the FBI. It should be difficult to get in. There shouldn't be standards shouldn't be lowered. There's just most professions standards shouldn't be lowered, but especially like law enforcement, FBI, aviation, like standards should never be lowered in those regards. That's it. I don't understand how that's not understood. I'm not going to dumb it down because you had a dream as a little girl to be an FBI agent. Well, you better go figure out physiologically how to do these pull-ups. You better go find somebody. You better go find Ben Master Reggie in the middle of the thing and become Uma Thurman and Kill Bill or something. But other than that, you ain't just getting in the door. And we're bored. Here's but I do want to play one moment, and this was with Rep Jim Jordan, who basically shut it all down with his line of questioning, and it was just masterfully done. It was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. Anyway, here we go.
Director, yes or no, is the FBI still spying on parents at school board meetings?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Catholics?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still spying on President Trump?
I don't believe so.
Is the FBI still censoring Americans?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans for shopping at Cabela's or purchasing Bibles?
Nobody is targeted for their faith.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans who are pro-life?
Nobody is targeting anyone for their beliefs.
Is the FBI still cooking the books on crime data?
The crime data is real.
Is the FBI still purging agents for conservative viewpoints?
No one at the FBI has asked their viewpoints on policy.
Is the FBI still labeling the Betsy Ross flag, the flag of the American Revolution, a hate symbol?
No.
Well, maybe that's why you've been able to, what was the number? 23,000 bad guys you've arrested, a huge increase from the same time period in the previous administration. I think you said 1,400 predators, 4,000 children rescued. Were those the facts?
4,700, 35% increase on children rescued.
Yeah. And you got the guy that, Abbey Gate.
We got the Abbey Gate guy.
We had a guy from the 4th District of Ohio who lost his life there serving our country. We appreciate that. Maybe when you're not focused on politics, you can actually do what the FBI is supposed to do. Go get the bad guys, right?
That's what the men and women of the FBI do.
Shut down. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting up here worried about politics in the FBI is you push the politics out. And isn't it funny how Dan Bongino was Secret Service literally for President Obama? And do you think at any moment Dan Bongino was like, oh yeah, I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, and this guy's policies are total trash, so I'm just gonna half do my job. Or I'm gonna go on social media and applaud some attack on a Democrat. I'm gonna go do that. No, why would he do that? That is called couth. It's called being able to do your job in excellence and keep your political beliefs at home. And a lot of y'all can't do that because your identity is so intertwined with your professional life, and you're trying to get so many people to do that. And a lot of us are just not willing to do that. My personal life is mine. It's not yours to know. If anything I want you to know, I'll tell you. The rest of it, mind your damn business. See how that works? Okay, yeah. You don't need to know who I'm banging. Just like I don't need to know who you banging. Now, if you want to share that you have a wife or whatever, you fine. Do I want the details? No, I'm good. But now that the FBI can now be the FBI, yeah, we can get more work done. We can actually be productive in ways that we haven't been productive in years because we're so busy politicizing these organizations. The Secret Service, the FBI, all of these agencies, all of these 3-letter agencies, none of them should be politicized. Period. Your job is very clear, right? Not because you're a Republican or a Democrat, or conservative or liberal, MAGA or otherwise. It's the American people, period. Whether they agree with you or not. But I remember that whole Betsy Ross flag bullshit. I was like, she wasn't that girl. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Do they even know what the flag symbolizes? Like, it's literally harmless. I don't even, the stupidity of it all. The stupidity of it all. Anyway, great job, Kash Patel. I know there's a lot of I don't agree with everything, but most of it, I would say 95, 96, 97% of what is being done, I agree with. Dan Bongino is the perfect number 2 guy, and they're getting it done. They're getting it done in the way the FBI is supposed to get it done. And Democrats don't like that because they are the ones who actually played politics with our lives. They're the ones who go after people because of political beliefs. They're the ones who spy on people because of religious religion. They're the ones who do that. Not us. We don't do that because we understand that even though we may not agree, you have the right to do what you do. All right. We will be right back.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Woo! Oh, wait. All right. So I don't know why I'm a little piece of me, okay, a big piece of me is delighting in this. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. But I just feel like when you decide to be an asshole on purpose, it should cost you greatly. And apparently it has cost former ABC late night host, Jimmy Kimmel. His show was pulled indefinitely after his comments about the animal accused of fatally shooting conservative icon Charlie Kirk. Now, a lot of things have unfolded since then with regard to what he knew, what he didn't know, and even though this was pre-recorded, they did know, they knew. But let's play the actual moment that Kimmel fucked around and found out.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? Lows over.
What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Listen. Y'all mad at political hacks like Jimmy Kimmel being suspended for actually making disparaging, deceptive comments about MAGA and Charlie Kirk. The mess that came out of his mouth was debunked before they taped that show on Monday, so no one can claim ignorance. That animal who put the bullet in Charlie's neck morphed into a radical leftist homosexual and took the long road to being gay by banging a trans dude. I'm bored. That was clear. The governor of Utah confirmed that. These are the same people who stripped comedian Roseanne Barr of her legacy, canceling the Roseanne reboot immediately in 2016 because she told a joke on her private Twitter account about former senior advisor to President Obama, Valerie Jarrett. Were you screaming injustice then? No, you were applauding. Valerie Jarrett went on a whole press tour over a joke. Remember, she was on The View. Roseanne stated not too long after that she thought Jarrett was white, but y'all didn't care. Roseanne was an unapologetic Trump supporter, and y'all were hunting for her by any means necessary anyways. Oh, you gotta on a joke that was not meant to be racial, but you made it racial, much like you're doing in Mississippi right now. And you know what's also ridiculous about you people is that the man you're defending today literally did blackface several times between the mid-90s and early 2000s when he impersonated NBA player Karl Malone and Oprah Winfrey. You people are full of shit. If Jimmy Kimmel was an outspoken Trump supporter, you would have had his show canceled when Biden was pretending to be president. Yep. And tell me, where's the lie? These are the same people who didn't care when former President Obama literally violated the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution by forcing the nation to get a vaccine, whether they wanted it or not. And this was just to keep your job. This is to keep your paycheck. You were being forced to take a vaccination. Thank God that he would thank goodness for the Supreme Court who ended up stopping him. Y'all were applauding the actions of the former president, pressured people to get a vaccine, even forced people to expose their personal medical records to get into concerts, sporting events, and other public gatherings. Yeah, y'all can be absolutely disgusting, but if we retaliate, we're the problem, we're the drama. Do y'all remember when they fired actress Gina Carano? Do y'all remember when they fired actress Gina Carano for speaking out on those stupid COVID mandates? Remember that? Yeah. The left was either silent or they applauded it. Remember when doctors were silenced by the left for telling the truth about COVID? Remember the left virtually and literally would have boot stomped Donald Trump when he spoke accurately about ivermectin as a COVID treatment. And you can kick rocks with the theory that somehow this is President Trump's authoritarian crackdown on the media because this activist comedian and his writers should have been aware that Utah Governor Spencer Cox reported the day before they taped that show that investigators had been told that the animal who killed Charlie Kirk allegedly was a leftist and had been radicalized. So this was done to be mean-spirited. and this was done to be downright cruel. You attempt to wrap up this misinformation in a punchline, and you failed miserably. The only people I feel sorry for here are the employees of that show who do not have the means to wait it out like Jimmy Kimmel does. These people have families and were just bartering their talents to earn a living. So I pray that they land on their feet, because Jimmy Kimmel is sitting in his multi-million-dollar home this morning, kicking up his feet, waiting for his lawyers to sort this mess out. And he is not stressed about where or how he's going to have breakfast. He's rich. He has the money. He has the means. So I pray for the people, the production, the people in that show who are living paycheck to paycheck, not for him. He can kick rocks because he ruined it for them. If you were really looking out for the people, for your team, you would have scrapped that joke. But no, you just couldn't help yourself because you've been pushing the button for years at this point. And I say all of this to say the left once again has exposed how logically inconsistent they are. They support the cancellation of you, and they will support and they will support you. All of that is contingent on where you fall politically and nothing else. You had several Democrats who have said they were very racial. You've had several Democrats who have said some very racially insensitive things, or have done blackface, or have been straight out racist, and they still have careers for some reason. Isn't that something? I mean, you even made one president blatantly racist, and you voted for him, all right, in droves. Black community. Okay, yeah, okay. So if it's truly about being right, so if it's truly about being right, wait, we're gonna try that again. So if it's truly about being right, no, that's written wrong. That's right. Okay, so it's not me. Okay, cool. So if it's truly about right and wrong, a person's politics should play no part in it. Charlie Kirk hasn't even been buried yet. And assholes like Jimmy Kimmel think they can use their platform to spread their radical leftist views to their audience. The jig is up, peeps. That's my TED talk on that. I'm bored. This at this point, just shut up. It could cost you everything. And if it costs you everything, good. It should cost you everything. Of course, Newsom is mad. Of course, Newsom is mad. Oh Lord, what did you get into it with Roseanne Barr over? True story, Roseanne Barr and I got into it on Twitter, my old account, and she blocked me. Oh boy, what did y'all say? I don't know. Part of me is still a little gleeful about this. And you knew these writers and the whole team. You realize these scripts, these jokes that they tell, go through so much quality control before the host actually reads it. So nobody on the quality control team said, actually the governor of Utah said da 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 da. So we might want to rework that joke, or just omit it altogether. So y'all had time, right? That the governor said that on Sunday. Y'all taped that show on Monday. So y'all had time to rework the joke. So the team dropped the ball. The people who were supposed to filter these jokes and say what's good for network and what's not, they messed it up. They messed it up. It was a joke that should have never been told. And I'm not mad. The only thing I'm mad for, like I said, are the employees. They're the ones who are suffering the most. Jimmy Kimmel, he don't care. He's a multimillionaire. He's well connected. He can go play golf today if he wants to. He don't care. Now the craft services people, the talent, the producers, the people who aren't making millions, yeah, those are the people who I'm really concerned for, because you're just doing your job, whether you agree with the jokes or not. And you dropped the ball. Whichever department, I don't know, I forgot what the department is called, but I think it's called quality control. But they're the people who everything that's said on the show has to go through them before, and it's like a legal thing. And I guess it's the legal department. Yeah, I guess the legal department at the Kimmel show dropped the ball and said, "Nah, you shouldn't tell that. No, 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 we can't tell that joke." Or unless Jimmy Kimmel's one of those people, now he's so big headed he can override the lawyers and say, I'm gonna tell the joke anyway. Because he's just a talking head. He's not smart. He's not brilliant. He doesn't do anything particularly well. He just happened to be in the right place in the right time and got a job. That's it. I couldn't tell you. Did he do stand up? I think he did. I think he did stand up and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you one Jimmy Kimmel joke. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. This will be a good time for y'all to just shut up. Right. Because it's costing you a lot. Everything. And with that said, we are done. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you would like to support the channel, you can head on over to AJsRANTroom.com. That's AJsRANTroom.com. You can get this felon hat there. Several other hats. You can get. We have some sweatshirts. We have some hoodies. We have some t-shirts. We have sneakers from Aloysius Germain collection. We got backpacks, duffel bags, gym bags. Just go check it out. Support a brother. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. The operative word is also share. Make sure y'all sharing it, because that's really how these things really work these days. There's the organic way, and then there's the pay to play way. And I'm not paying YouTube to then get monetized, to just recoup the money over a significant amount of time. And we're close. I think transparency purposes. Let's see where we are today. Hold on. Since we got a moment, we can stretch right now. We got 1 minute. All right. So we need 3,000 hours to get to the first level of monetization. That's the memberships, the super chats, and I can put my store here. As of today, we are at 2,177 public watch hours. So that's what, about 800, just over 800 hours we need. So, make sure you watch everything, make sure you like everything, because all of that counts. When the content drops, make sure you share it. Make sure you share with the haters in your life. They can hate watch. I don't care. Just watch. I don't care if you hate watch, you like watch, you don't watch. Just watch. All right, cool. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I will catch y'all, Mayana. Peace.